Hi Flosstube, it's Bernie here from Hooking and Stitching, and today is Tuesday the 28th of March 2023, and I'm finally back for a cross-stitchy update. I must apologise, I've not been on since the end of January, and people have been asking where I am, and I'm sorry. Well, I'm not sorry because, you know, we say we shouldn't apologise for this. Life got in the way. I've been really busy with the children, with work, with the horses, with my studies. I've just been really busy, so I've not been able to come on and film, but feeling the pressure. I've got a big pile of stuff to show you, so I thought I've got today off, the children are at school, it's raining and horrible, so I'm not likely to want to go out and do anything with the horses, so let's sit down and get a video filmed. So yeah, I've got plenty to show you. I do have a Darcy cat just down here. Are you coming up? She's very vocal this morning. She's just been outside and she got all wet and she's following me around today like some sort of lost puppy, aren't you? I think she's just pleased to have me around because this weekend just gone, I was at the Essex Needleworks retreat in Stansted. I couldn't remember where it was, Stansted, Essex. This was the second retreat that no, it's not the second retreat they've done because they've done other ones, but this is like the second year. The very first one was March last year, and then I've just done March this year, and I did go to the March last year but just as a day delegate, whereas this year I went for the whole thing because we enjoyed it so much the first time and we had an absolute blast. I will talk more about that at the end of my video just in case that's not something that you're interested in, but yeah, it was a really good weekend. But Darcy missed me, didn't you? Because Daddy came with me, her daddy, not my daddy. Me and my husband both went to the retreat together, and yeah, that meant the cats were with Grandad, weren't you? As much as they like Grandad, they missed their mum and dad. So primarily this is a channel about cross stitch. I do occasionally show things like crochet, and I haven't done any for ages, but a bit of diamond painting, but it's just cross stitch today. I do have some haul because I've just got back from retreats. Of course I've got some haul, and I've got an FFO, not just a finish, but a fully finished object. Lots of progress to show you on the various bits that I've worked on, and just to say as well, yes, before I forget, I finally hit the magic number. I've hit 1,000 subscribers. So thank you so much to all of you out there that have subscribed to my channel. It seemed like I was never going to get there at one point. I'm obviously just not interesting enough to watch for enough people to subscribe to me for me to hit that. It's just something about hitting 1,000 subscribers means something. But it actually happened over the weekend. I remember telling Elaine, Ellie Welly Stitcher, I said, I've hit 1,000 subscribers. And then the following day I checked and I was on 999. I'd lost somebody. So whoever you are, I'm sorry that you decided not to subscribe to me anymore. But yes, I am now back up there, back to 1,000 subscribers, which is brilliant. I did check just before I came on. So I am going to have a little giveaway, and I will talk about that more at the end of the video. So shall we crack on with the works in progress, the whips, because I've got a few to show you. So shall we start with the finish? Shall we get that out the way? Now, if you saw me over the weekend, you have seen this because I actually only got it fully finished on the Thursday night before we were leaving for the retreat on the Friday morning. I was determined to take it with me, and I'd bought a frame already, so just get it in the frame and get it framed. So I've done it. So I shall pop in a picture of what this looked like last time you guys saw it. Here it is now. Sorry about the glare, you can probably see me. You can see my cat tree. So this is Spring Awakening by Little Dove Designs. This is part of her Caesar samplers. I've already previously completed the autumn one, which I do have with me just to show you. And I've also got on the go the summer one, which is actually in my whip pile now, and the winter one as well. So eventually the plan is to swap these out every 3 months. So this one is currently up in my kitchen because it's March, and this one will stay up until probably until October. September, October, yeah, that's when the autumn one starts, because I haven't finished the summer one yet. But the plan is eventually to swap them out every 3 months. And yes, this is the autumn one. So you can see I've got the same frame, lovely inexpensive frame from the range. And yeah, this one was stitched on cream at 28 count even weave by Zweigart. This one was on, I think it was called Sage, but also 28 count. I've done them all on 28 count. But yeah, really pleased with how that one came out. I love the sheep. I love the colours in it. It's, yeah, I think I showed you this last time, like the satin stitch underneath the fence there. No beads in this one. There were in the last one, and I think there are in the Christmassy one. I might be wrong. But yeah, it's just sunny and spring-like, and really makes me think of spring with those, the sunshine and the clouds and the umbrellas, because it's very much like that today. It might be British summertime now, but it is absolutely yucky outside. It's raining, it's cold, it's only like 6 degrees, and yeah, we've got rain from now until over past the weekend, and it's only Tuesday. And I am away this weekend again. I'm in the middle of a field all weekend. I'm over at Thoresby International Horse Trials doing the health and safety with my friend for the event, and it looks like it's just going to tip it down the whole time we're there. It snowed last year, so, you know, I suppose it's a bonus if it's just raining. But I think my big Equidry coat that I've got on my nice neoprene lined wellies will come in handy because I'm going to get wet. But yes, there we go. Spring Awakening is finished. And I'm trying to, is this my first FFO? This FO even this year? I can't remember. But I'm really pleased with that one. Put that down there. So next, this one was a new start last time, I do believe. This is the Twisted Band Sampler by Northern Expressions Needleworks. You can get this chart in either this format, which includes specialty stitches, or you can have it in just cross stitch. I went, as I've just said, I went for the specialty stitches version because I've never really done specialty stitches. There's been the odd one, but nothing like it has in this. And I'm actually really, really enjoying it. The colours are gorgeous, and the specialty stitches, once you get the hang of it and you've done it sort of a couple of times, because the instructions in this are brilliant. The PDF contains all the instructions for every stitch. And once you get, you know, once you've done the first sort of 3 or 4 of repeats of that stitch, you don't need to look at the chart anymore, and I just go down the diagonal. But anyway, let's show you where we're at. I'm stitching this one on 32 count even weave. I think it's a dove grey. And I'll pop in a picture of what it looked like last time you guys saw it. And here it is now. So you can see there that, yeah, working my way down into the oranges now. So the reds are done. And the oranges are starting. Finished all those butterflies, they're all in cross stitch, and then the next band is all specialty stitches. So really thoroughly enjoying this one. I'm doing it in the DMC conversion, rather than, I think it's charted for Dinky Dyes, if I remember rightly. Doesn't say on what I've printed out. I think it's originally charted in Dinky Dyes, but I think the DMC is absolutely fine, and it makes it considerably cheaper as well. So the chart wasn't a cheap chart, it wasn't dead expensive, but it wasn't a cheap chart. And obviously I needed a fairly sizable piece of fabric as well. So really pleased with how that's coming along. Covered in bits of loose thread. Look, you're hankering after coming up, aren't you? Are you coming? Dos? She's sitting, hovering and looking at me, aren't you? Why don't you come up here? Come in. Oh, now we're going to shake the camera. Oh, here we go. Come and say hello. Come and say hello. Oh, I'm so beautiful. You're very purry, aren't you? You're very purry. And gorgeous girl. Why don't you go up the top? Hmm? Well, now you want to sit there. Come up here. Come up the top. Dos. Dossie, go on up. Up. Go on. Up. She just wants to sit on me. Go on. There we go. Now I'm covered in fluff. Hopefully she'll settle herself there now. Where are you going? No? I'm eating cat fluff. It's the trouble, it's because it's spring now, it's molting season. And even though they are indoor cats, they do still grow a winter coat, because obviously it drops cool at night in the house. And she's going to go and sit over there. So yeah, this time of year, the coat starts to come off and now you end up covered in the fluff. Right, next. So this is my gorgeous pumpkin bag that I made myself. I do like this, but I need to make some more bags actually. I haven't made any for ages and I do really enjoy making them. I need to make some more of these as well because I think that there's only 2 left in my Etsy shop. The lovely zipper pulls, so I need to make some more because I need some for myself as well. So in this bag is my Halloween project, which is Gwen by Nora Corbett. She's part of the Bewitching Pixies collection. Picked this up. Did I pick this up at the Essex Needleworks Retreat last year? I can't remember. Something makes me think I did. But I love this chart. And I'm stitching this on quite an unusual piece of fabric. And I have got the name of it in here somewhere. It's by Sparklies and it's called Dark Goddess. It's a piece of 32 count even weave. I'll pop in a picture of what it looked like last time that you guys saw it. And here it is now. So she's coming along great guns. I think I'd only done the black last time, hadn't I? So I've got some green in there for her dress and her skin. I haven't done the skin 1/1. It's 2/2 because, you know, because I haven't got time for that. But I absolutely adore this piece of fabric. It's only a smaller one. It's only one of the, what is it, 13 by 18 inches. But it was perfect for this piece. And yeah, I think her dress is popping off of there. Lovely. As is the skin, to be fair. The only worry is the beads might not pop so well. Because I've got like green and blue. But I think they'll be alright. Yeah, they should be alright. There's some others. Oh, yeah, some black as well. But black's showing up well enough on there, isn't it? So hopefully it'll be alright. Oh, and those beads. There's even more beads. Those ones as well. Yeah, they should be alright. But yes, this is coming along nicely. I do really like it. For somebody who said they'd never stitch a mirror, a mirabilia, it's very close. I do have a mirabilia, as you know. But yeah, I am enjoying that. I really am. She's very pretty. And I love the colours. So yeah, that's going to be my Halloween piece. I'm going to pop these bits down here. Still fluff everywhere. Wait. She's just sat over there. Right, so next. We know what's in this bag. It's fairly obvious. This is also a bag I made myself. This one needs a zipper pull. Look, doesn't have one. And then that's the inside. This is my Baby Yoda or Grogu bag, which houses my Baby Yoda Grogu piece. This is a chart I got off Etsy, and I don't think it's available anymore. I think it might be a Disney shut it down type thing, but it's not going to stop me stitching it. Obviously the new Mandalorian started. We are a bit behind actually. We need to, I think we're a couple of episodes behind. We need to catch up. But we've been watching that with the children, and I've been stitching along on this. So the fabric for this one is 32 count even weave by, who's it by? What's it called? Fabric Flare, and it's Creationist Purple. I will pop in a picture next to it of what it looked like last time you guys saw it. Here he is now. So he's looking good too. I think, if I remember right, I've got all the green done. So I'm now working on his little pod that he's sitting in. Which, incidentally, in the new Mandalorian has changed. He's had an upgrade. It's not the same pod. I noticed because I was stitching on it, and it hasn't got the same buttons on the front of it as it has in the Mandalorian. But that doesn't matter. How cute is he? I do love this chart. And my son Blake, this is going to go in his room, and he spotted it the other day while I was stitching, and he doesn't normally pay any attention to my stitching. And he's, oh, so that's really good, Mum. What are we going to do with it when it's done? I said, well, I'm going to frame it. In my rooms? Yeah, it can go in your room. It's for you. So, yeah, he's dead excited to have this in his bedroom. And I enjoy stitching on it, so it's all good. And I love my little, I don't mention it every time, a little needle minder. Got that off eBay. I can't remember which seller it was. But I love this fabric as well. I think it works so well for this piece. So, yeah, that's been, I remember stitching on that at the Essex Needleworks Retreat last year. So, he needs working on. He needs finishing. But it's about 17,000 stitches in the whole thing. And I'm over halfway. So, we're doing well. We're getting there. Have a sip of my tea. Got my bunny for Easter. Incidentally, my bunnies are in bed. They can see through to the garden there. They're not even out. It's so miserable. No, stayed in bed, and I don't blame them. Okay, next is my Final Fantasy VII piece. Needle minder stuck on the front. Also from Etsy. This is from Servo Stitches, I think they're called. And this is one where I made a complete cock up with the fabric, thinking I was stitching on 32 count, and it's 28 count. And I'm really quite close to the edge, and I need to sew a piece of extra fabric onto the edge to make it a bit easier. I think it'll be fine when I come to frame it, but for stitching on it is actually making it quite difficult. But this piece is for my brother, because me and him used to play Final Fantasy VII when we were kids, and it was our favourite game on the PlayStation. Absolutely loved it. So there'll be a picture in of what it looked like last time, and here it is now. So I finished, this guy here is called Cloud Strife. He is completely done. And I've moved on to Barrett. That's the guy here in the middle. He has a, you won't see it in this, but he has a gun for an arm, as you do. Yeah, I think he lost his arm and he had it replaced with a machine gun. Because, you know, we all need that, don't we? Instead of a normal arm. How do I still remember that fact from over 20 years ago I played this game? Tell you what though, if I had it now, and I'm sure I can get it, but I would like to play it again because I did used to really enjoy this game. It's one of those where you fight not only with weapons but with magic, and you can summon gods and things like that. Oh, it was brilliant, loved it. But yeah, I stitched all the way to the end, and that is where the end is. So you can see I don't have much of a border there at all. So yeah, because the fabric is long enough, I'll probably take off the bottom and then sew it on that side just to square the fabric up, and then it'll fit on a bit better. Be easier for stitching anyway. But I need to, I want to crack on with this one actually. I was really enjoying it, and I put it to one side because I wanted to show you my progress, and I haven't worked on it for ages. But yes, there are, as you can see, there are 9 characters in total. So once I finish Barrett here, I'll move on to this young lady here. It's called Tiffa. I still can't believe I can remember all the names. It's Ariel, I think her name is. That's Red 13, Yuffie, Sid, Vincent and Cat Safe. If I remember right. I might pronounce some of them slightly wrong. And this one needs a project bag because it's in a plastic wallet. Another reason to make more project bags. Okay, next is in my pretty hummingbird fabric bag with the rainbow interior lining. And again, this one needs a zipper pull. I wonder if I could do like a rainbow zipper pull. Might be something to try. So I worked on this while I was at the retreat. This is Summer Blooms by Little Dove Designs. So as I've just finished spring and I say I've got autumn ready, this one is the next one that will be finished because this is the furthest along out of the two I've got left. So yeah, this is Summer Blooms. I'm working on this on a 28 count light blue even weave. I'm just going to move my needle man because it's in the middle of the stitching. I'll pop in a picture of what it looked like last time you guys saw it. And here it is now. So I've got a bit done. Finished the boat and the sandcastle there on that middle bit, and then started working on the strawberries, and I put the lettering in that says Summer Blooms. I only worked on this for a morning. It was on the Sunday morning before we had lunch and then left the retreat. So I think about 250 stitches though, if I remember rightly, that went into this. So not bad for a morning's work, considering I went back up to the shop at one point and made several cups of tea. But yeah, this one, it's all in the called for DMC, apart from, see that I've used a variegated, I think it's DMC 92 if I remember right, and I'm using that for the border just because I can. It's a bit different and I liked it. Oh, I've got cat hair in my throat, I can feel it. I really am eating it. And it all ends up getting stuck in my stitching as well while I'm stitching. While I was at the retreat, I found myself like pulling cat hairs off. The cats aren't even here. Right, next, another one that needs a project bag. I worked on this while at retreat because Elaine pointed out to me, this is Ellie Welly Stitches. This is my, I'll show you what it is. It's my Long Dog Samplers opening gambit, and this is for my dad. And because we see such a lot of my dad, I have to be really careful when I get it out to stitch on it, because he does pay attention to my stitching, because he used to do embroidery when he was younger, so he understands the work that goes into these things. So I did take this to retreat so I could have a whole day stitching on it without being bothered, and having to put it away again quick in case he came round. So this one I'm stitching on 32 count grey, even weave Dove Grey again, I think it is, or no, Silver Moon. That's what the grey one's called, not Dove Grey, Silver Moon. And I'll pop in a picture of what it looked like last time you guys saw it. And here it is now. So I'll zoom in because I was working down in this bit here. You can see I've got quite a few of those chest pieces done now. I've been working on, and that dragony monstery thing, most of his body's done. I think it's just his tail I've got left to do. And this is just shy of 50% complete now, as you can see. I think I've just got to bring that bottom over to the middle slightly more, and then it's at 50%. So I'm really pleased with how it's coming along. I'm stitching this in 3809 DMC, which is a gorgeous teal colour. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favourite DMC colours. And I just really love how this is turning out. I really enjoy stitching on this. I say it every time, it's because it's, oh, what's the word? Begins with an M, means one colour. Mono... Oh, the word's escaping me. Monographic? No. I'm sure you're all shouting it at me now. Monochrome, that's it. It's a monochrome piece, which means it's all in one colour. Yeah, it just makes it so easy, you don't have to think about it at all, you just have to put a stitch where it shows you on the pattern to put a stitch. So I'm really pleased with this. I need to go in and put some of the back stitching in because I am missing some of it, but that's the only problem with putting this on Pattern Keeper, is that the back stitching isn't there, so you have to go back into the PDF in order to see the back stitch. And I hate back stitch, so I don't do it. And then I get to the end and I have to do it all. Ugh. So I'm trying to make myself do it as I go along a bit more often. But yeah, I just enjoy stitching on it so much. It's so good. Okay, what do we have next? Oh, just a couple more. Oh, three more to go. So I stitched on this at the retreat. This is in one of the first project bags I ever made. This is my seaside bag. I think it's just, yeah, it's a fairly plain white. It's got some spots on it on the inside. So this is one of my Heaven and Earth designs. This is Mini Mermaid at Sunset by Elena Lazareva. It is. Questioning myself for a split second then. Is it Elena? It is. I loved this piece for the colours. It's just beautiful. And I've realised I have a thing for mermaids, and I didn't know that I had a thing for mermaids, but I seem to be drawn to mermaids, and I've got a few projects now with mermaids. So I don't know what that's about. This one is being stitched on 25 count, 1/1 full cross. And I'll pop in a picture of what it looked like last time you guys saw it. And here it is now. So you can see I converted this to Royal Rose, completely got all the way across the row, and then I've started on the next towers, as they call them, down there. And it goes quite quickly, and I love the way the picture appears while you're stitching in the Royal Rose method, as opposed to cross country. But yeah, she's looking great. She is over 50% done now, so that's going to be so nice. I mean, look at it. If I bring it back here, doesn't that just look amazing? Colours. Oh, I love it. And this is going to go in the bathroom when it's finished, because it seemed appropriate. I've got a few mermaidy type pieces, and I think they're all going to end up in the bathroom. I don't know. Is cross-stitching okay in the bathroom when it's framed? Steam's not going to affect it too badly, is it? I don't think. I hope they don't they get mouldy. I thought so. But we always have like the window open when the bathroom is steamy and things. But yeah. So that one is working nicely. I feel like I'm whizzing through these, but then we're up to nearly half an hour already, so maybe I'm not. Right, last one that I took to the retreat is in my Winter Wienerland project bag. This is a Plum Street Samplers pattern, and I knew I didn't particularly want to frame it or turn it into a pillow, so I turned it into a project bag. Why not? And the inside is just like that. And in this one I have a new start. You guys haven't seen this one yet. You will have seen it if you were at a retreat, but you haven't seen it on my channel yet. I'm sure I started something else. What it would have been here. So this is on a piece of 25 count sort of creamy coloured fabric. Oh, a piece of thread stuff. And I haven't printed the cover photo, so I really should do that. But most of you will know what this is. It's, oh, upside down. There. It's the Modern Folk Embroidery Fruits of Plenty SAL. This is the 2021 SAL that they did, and they released all the parts sort of one a month for 12 months. I've purchased the whole chart now because it's available to purchase the whole chart, and I'm absolutely loving it. So I went for 25 count, and I'm doing it 1/1 full cross because I've seen the chart finished and it's huge. So I thought if I went for a 25 count, it would be a bit smaller. I mean, I've got a decent sized piece of fabric, so I should be able to fit it all on there, absolutely no problem. And the two colours I've gone for The darker one is DMC 34. Show you that one there. Ooh, just try my needle minder. That's DMC 34, and then the lighter colour is 3836. So all cat-candid here. I'll show you those two there. So I actually saw, it was when I was bobbinating, 34, and I just thought, oh, I love that colour. That's such a lovely deep purpley pinky colour, like magenta-y. I thought I'd love to do something monochrome with that. And then I thought, but what? And I was looking through all the charts and I knew I wanted to start this chart. I thought, well, I could team it with another colour. So I went through my whole stash of my colours and tried to pair up something that would work well with the 34. And I think that does pretty well. I do like that. And I love how it's looking on here. It's just beautiful. And I've got most of that, well, the whole inside that hexagon is now done. I finished that at retreat. And I'm going to move on and do some of the bordery bits and move on to the next hexagon. I need to print the cover photo, don't I, so that I can show you where I am in comparison to the pattern. So pop that over there. I will put my needle minder up in a minute. So just one more project to show you. It's the big one. And I only worked on this when I got back from the retreat. So sort of Sunday afternoon, and I worked on it a bit last night. And I got over 600 stitches in, so we're pleased about that. It is Time of Butterflies by Irina Galmashova, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Popping a picture of what it looked like last time you guys saw it. Sorry, I'm trying to get rid of the shadow. Here it is now. So last time you guys saw it, I had got all the way to that end. So I've started down here. So let me zoom you in a little bit there. I'm sorry about the shadow. You can see it's over 600 stitches down there. And it's coming along nicely. And you can really see that like ferny leaf thing, whatever it is. But yeah, it's a bit like pampas grass almost, isn't it? I can't wait to get over about here, because that's where the cat's ear appears. But I think it's going to be a few months before I move that, because I've got all the way along there to go. This is being stitched on 25 count easy count by Zweigart, 1/1 full cross. I found that is my favourite for stitching on Hades, 25 count 1/1. My darling was 18 count 2/1. And I knew this piece would be massive if I did it in 18 count, so I wanted it a bit smaller. And I think that's a nice manageable size looking at the width of that. So yeah, really pleased with this one. Need to do some more work on it. The only problem with this is while I'm working over this end, because I sit with my Lowry to my left, so it's connected to this here, but because it's on the edge, it really struggles to hold it. It's much better once I get to like halfway along and it holds it solidly. But yeah, I can't put it halfway along and sit over here, because then the Lowry's behind it and it's just in the way. So yeah, but we manage, we cope. So that is all my projects. So we'll go on and show you a little bit of haul, shall we? Now, what did I get while I was at retreat? So actually, let's start first on the non-retreat haul. So I bought some gorgeous fat quarters of Peter Rabbit fabric. Oh, they're beautiful, look at these. In mind of needing to finish, and I'm sure I showed you this before, but I finished Spring House. Sorry, it's rolled up and it looks awful. Need to finish Spring House. I finished these on like a flat board, and then I have an easel at work and I sit the current season, which this is the current season, so I need to finish it. I stick this on there, but that needs some fabric, so I bought these beautiful fabric. I think I got them from Aldi or Lidl. So inexpensive. It doesn't say on the label where I bought it from. It was Aldi or Lidl, and you've got 4 different fabrics there. So I'll be using one of those for the backing for this. Possibly that one, or possibly the blue might work nicely actually. Yeah, I think that blue would work really well. And then maybe I should make myself a Peter Rabbit bag out of the fabric. I'm gonna have to have a sewing machine day at some point soon. So that's part of the haul. The rest of it was what I picked up at retreat. So first of all, we had a little game. You didn't have to take part if you didn't want to, but we played a pass the stash type game. We were all asked to put together a package with a minimum of £10 to exchange with another stitcher. And we played this really fun game. I've played something similar before where you all hold your gift and then they read out like a story, and every time they say left you had to pass to your left. Sorry, yeah, that's my left. And every time they said right you had to pass to your right. And then it was so funny because you'd pass it and then you get it back and then you pass it again and then you get it back and then you pass it that way. And oh yes, we did it as per our table. So I'd got Janet Dodd on my left and Teresa Little Stitcher on my right, and it ended up where my gift went to Teresa and Janet Dodd's gift came to me. So I'll show you what she got. What did she get? And it was in this bag as well. I was just sort of hung on to it to keep everything in. So first thing is the big thing. Look at that. So she stitched me this gorgeous piece, buying cross stitch like I'm immortal. Now she didn't know it was coming to me. It could have gone to any stitcher. She didn't know she'd be sat next to me. But she said she felt it would be appropriate for anybody, and I absolutely agree. It would definitely be appropriate for any of us. Buying cross stitch like I'm immortal. Don't we all do that? I know I do. And I'm not really that bad either. But yeah, my husband says, you've got enough charts. No, I haven't, and I'm not that bad. But yeah, we'd all like to live forever in order to stitch all the pieces that we are stitching, wouldn't we? So yes, thank you for that, Janet. I love it. I need to find somewhere to put it now. I need a stitching room, a crafty room, so I can put all these sorts of things in it. That won't happen until the children move out. That's a long way off yet. So, what else did I get in the same package? Janet got me... Sorry, I'm crinkling. She also got me, I've not been opened these yet, a pair of bowen needles. I say pair, I think it's a mixed. And then a pair of scissors. I think it's a variety pack of needles actually. Let's have a look. So yeah, a nice pair of embroidery scissors. Always need scissors, don't we? And then yeah, tapestry needles in 22, 24 and 26. So perfect. Always good to have some of those in my needle box. And then I got a few freebies and some fabric and some not freebies. So let me take them out. I'm struggling here. So in no particular order, Megan of Coffee Craft Fabrics was at retreat, had a shop there on Saturday, and I picked up this little needle minder from her. It's Harry Restamix. This I'm saving for my daughter. I've ordered her a child's first cross stitch kit just off eBay of a unicorn, and you know, it's where you do it with like the wool and I think it's probably going to be a plastic needle actually, but I bought her a first needle minder because I knew when I saw it that she would like that, with it being sweets. So she has a needle minder and I'm going to give those to her when the kit arrives, because it hasn't arrived yet. But yes, cute little needle minder there. And then I bought a couple of pieces of fabric. So the first one is this beautiful piece of 32 count even weave. How gorgeous is that piece? And you know, I was talking earlier about mermaids. Does anybody else think that looks like water? like a swimming pool on a nice sunny day, because I do. Looks like it moves. But yes, beautiful piece of 32 count, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. And then this one's still in the packet, so I apologise. I'm going to rustle. I'm sorry. I'll be quick. Open. And then this one I couldn't resist and I had to bring it home, and I'm looking for a pattern to do it. It's another piece of 32 count even weave. Look at this. It's like, I can't even describe it. It's like creams with splodges of grey, and there's also splodges of pink. I don't know when you can see it more that way. Like pinky bits to it as well. And I just think that's absolutely beautiful. Couldn't leave it behind, had to bring it home. But I don't know what to stitch on it. And I'm thinking, whether a sampler or something would look nice on that. And I'm not normally into traditional samplers, but I've been looking around on Etsy and on 123 Stitch and things like that, and I'm trying to pick a design to go on this. But there's no rush, it can sit in my stash. I just picked it up because I thought it was pretty and couldn't leave it behind. So a couple of pieces of fabric. Excuse me, I'm a bit sniffly. And then I'll go through what I bought. So I bought my very first Buttons and Beads kits by Mill Hill. So I got this from Hawkins Hobbies, from Zarina Hawkins Hobbies. So you get the whole kit, you get the floss, you get the button, you get beads, and you get the paper Ada, whatever it is. What's it called? Perforated paper, that's it. Floss, needles and chart. So looking forward to starting that. I was looking through all the different Mill Hill designs, and I knew I wanted a Buttons and Beads kit, but I couldn't decide which one I wanted. Flicking through, and then this one came into view, and I just immediately put down everything else that I was umming and ahhing about and picked this one out because I love peacocks. I love the colours. So really looking forward to working on that one. Be a new start very soon. I'll be able to join in with Mill Hill Monday and all that sort of thing, won't I? And then also from Hawkins Hobbies, I picked up my very first Bella Filipina. So this is Enchantress of the Abyss, and this is going to go on my blue fabric. As much as I like the green that she's on, I think she will look amazing on this. I think those greens and turquoisey minties and the pinks and purples will look lovely against this. So that's what I have gone for. So this will be a new start soon, but I was looking, because this has beads and treasures and some overdyes. I think there's some Glorianas in there. So I went on 123 Stitch, found the chart, and went and selected everything that wasn't fabric and DMC, because you can buy the chart and then you can like select everything that's in the chart. I love that about 123 Stitch, because if I'm at work and I haven't got the chart but I want to order something, I can go on and see what it needs. But I added all the bits to my basket that weren't the chart and the DMC and the fabric, and it still came to like £55. Wow, I didn't realise it'd be that much. It's just a few beads and a few overdyes. But no, so I might have to break that down a bit and buy it a bit at a time. I'll probably get the threads first, the floss first, because I bead at the end, and beads tend to sit in my stash for over a year, as they have on some of my other projects. So I don't need to get the beads and the treasures straight away, but I do need to get the flosses so that I can work on it. But while I was there on 123 Stitch, there were reviews on this chart. There were only 2, but they were both 1-star reviews. I thought, oh my god, why? And it's complaints about the chart. Now, I've never stitched a Bella Filipina, and I have had a look at the chart, and I don't think it looks too bad. It is one of those where the back stitch is all on the main chart, which can be a bit of a pain, because that means when you like highlighting your stitches, or when where there's like a backstitch line, sometimes it'd be really hard to see what the symbol is behind it. Where are we? I'm just going to show you a very small glimpse of the chart. So I don't think this is too bad, but the chart is also in colour, which some people have said they don't particularly like. It's colour and black and white. So they're saying it's small as well. It is small. It's not undoable though. But I will probably photocopy this and blow it up slightly. Yeah, I don't know if that's not a great example there. That backstitch doesn't look too bad. Yeah, there's a few places where the backstitch is over the top, but because it's a colour chart, I can still see what's underneath it. I don't think that's too bad. Because the backstitch is also in colour. Oh, except for there, it's black. And so far I can see what's underneath, but I appreciate it might get tricky. But yes, I've heard people curse, the 2 reviews were cursing this chart, saying that they're at the point of binning it. Oh God, and I'm going to spend a fortune on kitting it up. I've already bought the chart and the fabric, and you know, that's a good chunk of budget gone. But yeah, ignore that bit there, that's just where the plastic wallet stuck to it when I was putting it back in. But I do think it's really pretty, and it will be another mermaid piece for the bathroom. So we'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. We're not going to be swayed by what other people think. We'll make our own opinion on it. That's the best thing to do, isn't it? Right, and then I got a couple of free charts. So there was a big de-stash table at Retreat, and there are a few bits on there that were free. So one of the ones I picked up was this one. It's a Jardin Privé, and it's, what's it called? Oh, it's also in French, isn't it? Alice, I can't even say, Pays des Willies. I haven't got a clue. It's Alice in Wonderland anyway. You've got the White Rabbit, you've got Alice, you've got Cheshire Cat, a hat, flowers. I like Alice in Wonderland stuff for some reason. Don't know why, but I do. So I thought, I'm picking that up. I will stitch that. And the chart is in good condition, so that's great. Another freebie I got was, I've never heard of this, or have I? Chessie and Me. And it's a little sampler piece. And what I liked about this was the horse. I saw this and I thought, I probably won't stitch the wording. The wording says, liberty is the only thing you cannot have unless you are willing to give it to others. That to me is a very American phrase. We don't tend to use the word liberty here in the UK. But I thought I might just do this bit. Stitch the horse and the house. And the, yeah, I think that's quite cute. I've not looked at the chart yet, but I do like that. That is cute. And it was free, so I grabbed it. And then, bless her, Kirsty, Crafting Kirsty, had this one in her box of de-stashing stuff. Plum Tree Cottage by Rosewood Manor. I kept picking this chart up and putting it down, and picking it up and putting it down, and thinking to myself, no, I don't need it, I don't need it. But then I would think about it some more and I'd go back and know it's still there. Nobody else has picked it up yet, and I quite like it. And I don't know if I'll do the words. It says, trees are the earth's endless effort to speak to the listening heaven. So that's not really my sort of thing, but I could stitch that without the words and it would still look really nice. What is it with houses? We said this at Retreat. What is it with houses? Why are so many charts got houses in them? But that house is really sweet. I really liked it. And then bless her, she put this up for £2. And I went over and I said, have you got PayPal? No. And I hadn't got any cash on me. Okay, don't worry. She said, no, take it. I said, well, I'll owe it you. Don't be so ridiculous. You're not going to owe me £2. But I should be seeing Kirsty this weekend coming because she does the fence judging at Burley Horse Trials. And in order to do that, she has to do a couple of days at another horse trials. So she joins us at the BEAD events, BEDE, British Eventing. I don't know what BEAD stands for. But anyway, Kirsty will be there this weekend. So I'll buy her a brownie. That's worth more than £2, believe me. So yeah, thank you, Kirsty. I will stitch this. I don't know when, but I really liked it and want it in my stash. So that is it for haul. That's everything I've got. So bit of a life update. I'm not injured anymore. Yay! People were asking me about it at the weekend, and how's your ankle? So many people I've never met before coming up to me and saying, how's your ankle? Do you watch my videos? Yes. My ankle's fine now. It's great. It's fixed. It's healed. It still is ever so slightly swollen, but they did advise me in the hospital that it will be like that for probably about 6 months, if not longer. It's going cold. So I've been to physio. I was actually supposed to have a physio appointment today, but it got... it's 12:05. I've just looked at the clock and thought it's wrong. It's got to be wrong. It's 12:05. Yes, I've had a physio appointment. They've taught me lots of exercises to do in order to get it all freed up. And I've been doing them, and I'll often sit and circle my ankles while I'm watching TV and things like that, really getting the flexibility back. Do still feel a twinge in it now and again. Feeling it when I walk up and down the stairs as well. Stairs are still tricky. I need to do some more stair practice. But I've started running. That's another reason I've been so busy. This year I'm not riding Jack anymore. I've spoke to Jack's owner and said enough's enough. I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but he's not my horse. I don't have to ride him. He's broken at least 3 of my bones now. He broke a toe. First year I started having anything to do with him, he stood on me and broke my toe. He chucked me off in 21 and broke a rib. And then, yeah, end of last year, he broke my ankle. And then there's been other injuries in between. As you all know, if you watch me regularly, I'm regularly injured. So I said, enough's enough. I'm not riding Jack anymore. So this year for the summer shows, I'm going to do in-hand work with Dexter, our youngster. So he's just turned 2. And he's a little oik, as we like to call him. He's still a bit bitey, despite being told off every time he bites. He now bites and goes, because he knows you're going to smack him. Little horror. But running him in hand means I've got to run in front of a judge, and I've got to run fast in order to show off his paces. So I thought, better get myself back in training and get running. So I'm doing Couch to 5k. I've done it twice before. The last time I did it was just before COVID hit us, and so I think, yeah, I was running 5k at this time 3 years ago, and I was about 4 stone lighter than I am now. But I can do it. I know I can. I've done it twice before. I can do it again. So I'm running the Couch to 5k. I've got one more run of week 3 to do, and I'm planning on doing that this evening. So that's helping, and I have noticed on the scales a few pounds have come off, so, and considering I've ate quite badly recently, that is good going. So yeah, ankle's great. It's when I first tried it for a run, I was like, is it going to let me run? And it did. So yeah, I'm taking it steady, being careful, but I'm getting there, really getting there with that. I also mentioned last time that I was taking an exam because I'm doing an AAT accounting course. I took my exam in February. Yes, it was February. And I can say I passed it, and I came out with 95%. So I was absolutely over the moon. The pass mark is 70%. Anything over 90% is classed as a distinction. So 95% got me my first distinction in Introduction to Bookkeeping. So I'm now studying for my next exam, which is Principles of Bookkeeping, which is slightly more complicated. There's more to it. And my exam is at the end of April. So by the time I come and see you again, I will have taken that exam and hopefully we'll have the result. They've gotten a lot quicker. They were giving us, I can't remember how many weeks it was now, but it was so many weeks before you were going to get your result. And then, excuse me, they've changed how they're doing it, and lots of people are actually getting the results the same day, which is brilliant. So fingers crossed for that exam. I've done the course. I'm now about to start the exam prep. So I've got a month of exam prep before I have to take the exam. But when I did take my last exam, God, I've never second guessed myself so much. And honestly, I know 1 + 1 is 2, but when you're in that position, you start to wonder if it really is. Is 1 + 1 2? Do I add 20% on for VAT and things like that? Oh, honestly. I was just checking and checking and double checking everything. I don't know where I lost 5 marks, but it doesn't matter. I'm so pleased to get that 95%. That is absolutely brilliant. And I think that's about it. Everybody here is happy and well. Aria's doing really well with her riding lessons and pony club. Yeah, Blake's okay. He's okay. We're cracking on. He's all right. And yeah, husband's okay. So regarding the retreat, I'll just I'm coming up for an hour on this video now, so I'll sort of briefly go into the retreat. I took my husband with me. I arranged back with Elaine and Teresa back over a year ago, about a year ago actually, because it was after the last retreat, that yeah, husband would like to come with me for a weekend away, and they arranged me a special price because he wouldn't be in the stitching room and having lunch and the snacks and all that sort of thing. So he was basically just a hotel guest, but he did have evening meals with us. So they did me a slightly discounted rate for him. And we had a brilliant time, really enjoyed it. Went down Friday morning, arrived for Friday lunchtime, set me up in the stitching room. He got himself set up in our room with his Xbox and his laptop. And he got Netflix and Amazon Prime. He got all the TV he could want. He got his controllers there for his Xbox so he could play gaming. He took his roller skates with him. He went skating on Saturday while I was stitching. He went out roller skating. He actually, crafting Kirsty again, bless you, she was asking him about his roller skates, so I was giving her a demonstration of his skates and showing her some videos of him skating. Because yeah, Kirsty, we're expecting to see you up at Derby, come to Roller World with us. That'll be a good day out. But honestly, if you've never been to a retreat and you're nervous about going to a retreat because you're going to be on your own, you're not going to know anybody, it's so cliche, but honestly, these are not strangers in that room. They are friends you've yet to meet. Everybody is lovely, absolutely lovely. Stitchers are just such a wonderful community. Everybody's so nice to everybody. I mean, there were between 50 and 60 of us in that room, and you could have gone and sat next to anybody and had a nice chat, conversation about stitching, and you'd have got on with them. It was just so lovely. There were times at sort of lunch and dinner I sat next to a completely different person and started chatting because you could. And everybody was just lovely. There were snacks. Everybody bought different foods, put them on the tables. We played bingo. That was hilarious. Oh, Teresa. Teresa, she's brilliant. She's so funny. Oh, crying with laughter at Teresa Little Stitcher. Yeah, we played bingo, we played Pass the Stash game, we had a raffle. I know they've raised money for Macmillan Cancer Research, so it'd be nice to see how much we raised for them, because that was a great raffle. Oh, just such a brilliant weekend. I already cannot wait for the next one. I can only really justify going once a year because of the cost and leaving the children and things like that, because my dad looked after my children. And Blake went to Ed's mum's on the Saturday, and she kept him Saturday till Sunday, and couldn't do it without them, because obviously Dad looked after my cats and my rabbits as well. And yeah, so once a year we'll be back down in Essex, because we really enjoyed it. That hotel is absolutely wonderful. I've stayed in a few hotels. Last year we stayed in a Days Inn locally, and it wasn't great. It was just a room that was acceptable, whereas this at the Novotel, so much nicer. The food, the staff, oh my god, like Sanjay, bless him, just couldn't do enough for you. There was a chap, bless him, when we were getting dinner, it was like buffet style dinner, and I'd already got a glass of wine, and it's like, oh, how do I hold my plate and put food on the plate while holding the glass of... There was this chap, bless him, I don't know his name, but he seemed like a senior member of staff, was holding the ladies' wine glasses while we dished up our food, and then we'd go and collect our wine glass for him before we sat down. So good. He said, can I hold your wine? Yes, you can hold my wine. Thank you so much. You know, just brilliant. And we had the most amazing food. The lasagna was gorgeous. Carrot cake that we had was gorgeous. There were pastries on tap, tea and coffee on tap. I can't sing its praises highly enough. The retreat was absolutely wonderful. I really love it. And there were probably between 8 and 10 of us were there that are Flosstubers. So that felt a bit like a celebrity because people coming up to me and they know who I am. But then I having to ask them, well, what's your name, you know, so I could speak to them. But yeah, just brilliant. Absolutely love the retreat. If you get the chance to go on a retreat, please do it. You won't regret it. So last thing then, and have a giveaway because I've hit 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. Hope I'm not waffling on too much. So for my giveaway for hitting 1,000 subscribers, I will draw this in my next video, which I'm hoping to film at the end of April. I'm going to give away a gift card. Now you have a choice. Because I'm opening this up internationally, so you don't have to be in the UK, you can be in the States, you can be Australia, Canada, wherever, it doesn't matter. I will either give you away you choose, the winner can choose either a £15 gift card for Lakeside Needlecraft or a $20 gift card for 123 Stitch. Because I appreciate us in the UK, I prefer to shop with Lakeside Needlecraft because I know it's going to get to me faster. But sometimes 123 Stitch are the only people that have what I want. There is a particular chart I'm thinking about getting at the moment by the Prairie Schooler. It's called Harvest Time. I really like the picture with the autumn trees and the horse pulling the cart. But I can only seem to get it from 123 Stitch, so I will have to get it from 123 Stitch. But if I could get it in the UK, I would get it in the UK because I'm less likely to pay any import tax and it will get here faster. But if you're in the States, for instance, you would, I'm sure, much sooner order from 123 Stitch because Lakeside will take ages to get to you. So totally up to you. If you're in the UK, you can pick 123 Stitch, it's not a problem. But yeah, either a £15 gift card for Lakeside Needlecraft, which I will have emailed to you, or $20 at 123 Stitch. It does work out that the $20 you are getting slightly more because that's about £16.40 in English money, depending on the conversion. But it's totally up to you which one you pick. So comment on this video. Do not use the word giveaway. Do not use freebie or any of those keywords that the bots find, and because I want this to go to a stitcher. And I'd like you to use the word spring because it's springtime, isn't it? Apparently. Looking out the window and it's bucketing it down again. But apparently it is springtime. So in your comment, use the word spring. You don't have to use it in a sentence. You can just tag it on the end of your comment if you want. Please be a subscriber. Please be over 18. I will need your email address in order to get the voucher to you. Although, yeah, I won't be posting it to your home address, but I will need an email address. So please be over 18. I don't want to break any rules. And yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, use the word spring in your comment and I would be most grateful. So thank you so much to all my subscribers. This is my way of giving back, and I will use the random comment picker next time and pick a winner. Okay, right. I think I've waffled on for long enough. This is like one of my longest videos to date. It's going to take ages to upload. But I'm going to get on with editing it, have some lunch, and then I can be picking up the children time. And yeah, hopefully go to the gym later if I'm still have enough energy in me. I am catching up with everybody's Flosstube at the moment. Please bear with me. I haven't watched any for ages, so I'm trying to watch everybody's sort of latest video and I'm trying to comment on them all as well, so you know that I've watched them. But yes, I'm getting round everybody. Oh, it's got a bit cold in here actually. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna stop waffling. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate if you've not subscribed, please subscribe, especially if you want to enter the giveaway. And I will see you all hopefully at the end of April. Take care, guys. Bye bye.